Hello, do you like watching television? Well, so do we, and that's why in this exciting edition of Tech Connect, we are taking a look at the Tubi app. Cory, television fan, yes or no?
I am.
I'm sorry, but you didn't answer yes or no, so that answer is completely null and void. Well, anyway, Cory will be guiding us through this exciting episode where we will be learning all about how to watch exciting, that's a lot of excitings today, television and film content here on the Tubi app. Cory, let's take it away.
In the wise words of William Shakespeare, to be or not to be.
Oh my God.
As Luke mentioned, Tubi is a completely free app. It does work on iPhone and Android. And actually, I think I saw it on Apple TV, Roku, and Google TV as well. But in today's demo, we will be looking at it on an iPhone using VoiceOver. First and foremost, I like Tubi, but I will say, Luke, you can't really find like your standard Marvel movies or Star Wars or like things in the theater, obviously.
Yeah, well, the thing with those, though, is those are owned by specific brands, and those brands have their own streaming channels. So
exactly.
If you want to watch those types of things, you've got to have their apps. But I do think Tubi has got a good selection of what you might call trash that I would enjoy watching. So.
No, I think it's funny when you say trash, like not trash and like it's bad, trash and like, if you're somebody like, I've watched everything on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's all, the whole thing. Yeah. Watched it all. Same with Disney Plus, Hulu,
Wow.
all of it. I'm surprised I'm even here today.
I'm surprised you have the time to come to work.
But I do know, I think sometimes it's fun to find things that aren't on the norm that you would normally watch.
Well, let me put it like this, Cory. We just opened the app, and the first film that they had playing was Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I would 100% watch that movie.
When I saw that, I actually laughed because I knew you would. So that's the cool thing about Tubi is that it is going to give us access to content that maybe we're just not used to seeing and maybe expand our horizon. So we are going to take a look at how the Tubi app works with VoiceOver, and as Luke mentioned in the intro, we're going to see how we can use Siri to watch some content as well. Tubi is laid out like a typical iOS app. We've got tabs going across the bottom. And in this case, I believe we have 4 of them. If I'm going to try to see if I remember these off the top of my head.
All right, we're going to grade him on this, everybody.
In order, here we go. We have Home.
Yes.
Explore.
Yes.
Live.
Yes.
And My Content. My stuff.
I had actually forgotten what was there, but that sounds legit to me. So.
All right, so we've got the nice tabs going across the bottom, so we can choose which one we want. We're going to make sure we're down in our Home tab. We'll take a look at that first.
Ultimate Betrayal selected. Home tab. Wonderful.
Good. We hear that VoiceOver says Home tab is selected. Now, the Home tab is going to give us some featured content, things that that Tubi thinks we might want to watch. So we can kind of browse through those, swiping through the screen. But at the very top, we also have some categories that we can pick from, including movies and TV shows and kids and live TV. So if we touch up towards the top,
TV shows, category, button.
There we go. We can choose from TV shows.
Selected, movies, category.
And we can see that our movies catalog is selected now. The bulk of the top of the screen is then actually playing the movie right now. From a VoiceOver standpoint, we wouldn't know that because the speaker is muted, so we're not actually hearing the movie, but visually the movie is playing on the screen. So if we touch down, maybe about halfway down the screen, we should get to the top of the list where we can swipe through and look at some of the featured content that it's recommending on this Home tab.
See no evil.
All right, the first one here is See No Evil, and now I'm just going to use my swipe gesture and let's take a look at some of the options we get for each of this content.
Drama bullet music. Page dash 13. Speaker off. Button. Bookmark. Button. Diagram. Feature titles carousel. Aurora. Flame. Move. Recommended. Heading.
So we've gone through some just information specific about that See No Evil.
And I will say that is the one that's actually playing on the screen currently.
Yep. And we saw 2 things. One, there was a bookmark button. So if it's something, hey, we wanted to come back to, we could do so. And then we heard there was a speaker off button. So that, if we would tap that, that would actually start playing
Cory,
the audio.
I wish we would.
Oh, you want that? All right. Your wish is my command, sir.
Feature titles carousel. Bookmark. Button. Speaker off.
All right, we'll double tap.
What is happening right now?
I don't know. but we're going to double tap again and turn that speaker off.
I have to say that movie sounded quite exciting.
Yeah. Now, just as a side note, if you would like to find out more information about that film, if we would have double tapped on the title, it would have actually brought us into kind of the title card for that option, including letting us know the runtime, what genre it is, who the director, actors, all that kind of stuff.
And the plot synopsis.
Yeah, exactly. So all the things you would expect from a movie. But if we keep swiping here, you're going to continue to find more and more recommendations here on the home screen. So on the home tab, kind of a cool way to maybe find something new that you didn't know that was on Tubi.
Cory,
yes,
you're a TV aficionado.
I have been known to officiate the TV.
In fact, to the extent where you have a cinema in your basement.
I do.
So you are not messing around. Now, let me ask you this question.
Yes.
As a person who is blind and enjoys TV, if there was a channel available that had different videos on how to use different streaming apps with voiceover, would you not want to like and subscribe and comment on all of those videos?
There is no question. And I'll be honest with you, there is one specific channel that I have done all of that for, and that is Vision Forward's Tech Connect. I've gone there, I've liked, check, subscribed, check. I've even commented.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And guess what, everybody? You could do the same too. So why not take a second and do that for us right now?
Don't be left out. All right, as you were mentioning that there wasn't categories on that home tab, but not to worry, because the second tab here in the Tubi app, the Explore tab, is going to allow us to look at some different categories. And I actually find these categories to be a little interesting, and there's one in particular that I think people are gonna like. So let's go down and check the Explore tab.
Explore tab.
We'll double tap that.
Yeah, we'll tab that, some might say.
Ooh, nice. All right, so at the top we do have a search bar, so we could type if we're looking for something specific, but we're gonna go ahead and swipe through instead.
For you.
So we've got a For You. That's very similar to what we saw in that home tab.
Yeah.
It's gonna probably look at what we've watched and then make recommendations.
It's kind of
based
strange
on
that we hadn't actually watched anything on the app on your phone and it was just giving us horror movies.
I know. I find it funny whenever there's a For You tab when you first go into something.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched anything yet.
Yeah, exactly.
For you. Continue watching category.
So we've got to continue watching. That's pretty self-explanatory.
Recommended category.
Recommended, again, very similar to that home.
Tubi picks. Audio description category.
And there's the one that
Ooh.
I find to be exciting. So there is a specific audio description category right off top. So why don't we go ahead and double tap, and that's gonna open up all of the content that falls under the audio description.
Quick side, Cory, for those who don't know, what is audio description?
Yeah, so audio description is whenever there is a audio track in between dialogue, basically there is a narrator who is talking about what's going on the screen for those who are blind or visually impaired, so that we're not missing out on things that are maybe happening that isn't part of the dialogue. We can get descriptions about the scenes or what might be going on. But again, it happens in between dialogue, so you're never missing anything important from the movie.
Luke sat at the conference table, intently listening as Cory described what audio description was all about.
That's actually the perfect description. All right, so we're going to go ahead and double tap on that. Oops.
Tubi audio description category.
We're gonna go ahead and tap on that audio description category.
Audio description. Arrow left. Button. Out.
And it's now brought up a nice list of all of the different audio description content. And again, we're just gonna swipe through. And just like on the home tab, when we hear something we want to watch, we can double tap on it. It's gonna pull up a title card on that content.
Just a little thing here, the back arrow I have noticed in this app is labeled as arrow left.
Yeah, I find that in some apps. So rather than saying
okay.
back or whatever, it's actually kind of showing what it's the picture of.
Yeah,
so,
which makes sense, but if you're listening for back arrow, it might be a little bit confusing.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's swipe through.
Audio description. The X Obsession. Button.
Oh, okay.
What was that movie?
The X Obsession.
That was the
Button.
X obsession. I'm guessing it's about somebody obsessed with their ex.
Or they used to be obsessed, but now they're not.
That, or it's somebody who loves the alphabet, especially the letter X. You just never know.
Stepmother 2. Button.
All right, we have Stepmother 2.
Cosmos. A space-time trap house. Button. The stepmother. Button. The assistant. Button.
All right, so we've got a lot of different here. Now you are noticing, Luke, that these are titles that at least I've never heard of. So we talked about that at the beginning, that this is different content than you'd really see in other apps.
I'm pretty sure that they're all classics, though.
I believe they are.
Yeah.
Let's find out. I want to learn more about the assistant.
Okay.
I need an assistant, so I want to see if maybe this is going to show me how I can get an assistant. So I'll double tap.
23 bullet 1 44 minutes. The assistant arrow left.
All right, so let's swipe through this title card and let's get a little bit of information quick.
2023 bullet 1 44 minutes. The assistant. Thriller bullet drama.
All right, so we know it's from 2023, so it's a new one.
Nice
Maybe
and
it's
up to
still
date.
in the theaters. You just never know. Runtime, and then we also find out it's a thriller.
TV-14.
TV 14. That tells me that
You should
you
not
are
be
not
watching
old
it.
enough to watch this. It also tells me that it's probably a made-for-TV movie. But let's keep checking it out.
Cap. V. Night sky.
I do not know what the rating V means. I'm not really sure. I'm not
That's
up
an
on the
interesting
TV
one.
ratings. Yeah.
My list. Not for me. Like. Share.
So I could add it to my list if I wanted to.
Watch trailer. Button.
So that's kind of cool right there. We are able to watch a trailer.
Play. Button. Play.
There's obviously our play button if we wanted to watch The Assistant, but I don't want to just watch it just yet. I need to learn more. I want to know what a synopsis is.
Bookmark. Button. Book. Thumbs out. Button. Look. Thumb up. Button. Look. Share. Button. Raven hires a new personal assistant, thinking she's found the perfect fit. But fear sets in when personal organization turns to personal obsession.
Oh.
That, you know what? I cannot tell you how many assistants I've hired where the same thing happened.
Hold on, is this a prequel to X Obsession?
Ooh, very good. I never even thought of that.
Maybe
It could
all of
be.
these audio described movies are part of a whole chain.
They might not be. To be honest, I did listen to a synopsis of another one that was almost the exact same. I don't want to point fingers at Lifetime. The nice thing, though, these title cards are all laid out the same, so no matter which movie or TV show you pick, it's going to be a consistent layout.
All right, Cory, this app looks pretty good so far. However, some people just don't have the voiceover skills to get into Tubi, find something, and get it playing and all of that stuff. Now, luckily for us, Tubi also has Siri Support. Very excited about this, Cory, and I'm hoping that we're going to be able to find Godzilla on Tubi.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. Quick question: Have you heard my Godzilla impression before?
No.
Okay. Here we go.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sounded nothing like it. I have a question for you.
Sure.
Who's better, Godzilla or King Kong? I have this argument with my son quite often.
Okay, well,
what is your answer?
It's impossible to choose. They're both excellent.
Okay.
I mean, I would never choose between those two.
You never would.
No, if you would say who would win in a fight,
Yeah.
I'd probably say Godzilla.
Okay, even though it's King Kong, he's king.
He might be the king, but he's the king of his little domain.
Oh, gotcha.
Godzilla is the king of all monsters. So
Oh, he is the king of monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of, I think we should answer this one once and for all.
Okay.
Tubi does have Godzilla versus Kong. So I say we have Siri put it on for us.
Okay.
Popcorn.
Yeah.
And we blow off the rest of this video and we watch it.
That
Sound
sounds
good?
fantastic.
All right, let's do it. Here we go. Play King Kong on Tubi.
Play which one?
Godzilla versus
Okay.
Kong.
So we do have it. There's more than one.
Ooh.
So I'm just going to touch the screen and see what options we have.
Yep.
Godzilla versus Kong. Action. 2021. Button.
There you go.
That was 2021. That's
Yes,
a modern one.
Recent, so it will show us an answer. So we're going to go ahead and double tap on Godzilla versus the best ever King Kong. That is
I'm
the
guessing
title.
you're falling down on the King Kong side.
Here's
Why would you
Godzilla
ever think
versus
that?
Kong.
Landscape. Tubi. Close button. Button. Play pause button.
A carved WB shield protrudes from a recess of a weathered stone wall.
And it's audio
On an
described.
encircling band, the words Warner Brothers Pictures, and below, a Warner Media Company.
All right, well, Cory, what did you think of the movie? Pretty good?
Yes, that King Kong is the best.
Well, that's debatable still.
Yeah. All right.
Personally, I'm more of a Godzilla fan. But anyway, whatever. Cory, the Tubi app, it's pretty cool. It's free. They have some interesting content. And personally, it's one of those things that I like to go and browse just to see what weird stuff is out there that I am not familiar with.
I think that's the strong suit from an accessibility standpoint. It's hard. Sometimes it can be hard for a video app to be accessible.
Yeah.
And so I love that accessibility is right there. It works great with VoiceOver. If you're somebody who's looking for, the well-known new type stuff, then this isn't the app for you. But you're right. Sometimes it's really cool to find something new, something quirky, a lot of classics on there. And again, it's completely free, so you have nothing to lose by giving it a shot.
Yeah, and I will say that they have, I think, all of the Godzilla movies. So if you are a Godzilla fan, then, number one, try and beat my impression. But number two, go ahead and download Tubi and watch all of the movies.
Yeah. Don't feel left out. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, use the comment section. Why don't you tell us who you think's gonna win in the fight, Godzilla versus King Kong?
Godzilla.
We do have a lot of content on our channel, so please take the time, take a look at it. We also have a podcast in your podcast app of choice. Do a search for Tech Connect. You'll find Vision Forward's Tech Connect. And last, go check out our assistive technology online resource that has on-demand ACVREP credit. That's techconnect.vision-forward.org. Feel free to contact us. You can shoot us an email, techconnect@vision-forward.org. We can check out our website, vision-forward.org. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon.